All right, we are starting the lightning talks. Please grab a seat. The rules for the lightning talks are as follows. If you want to give a lightning talk, put your name up on the board. You have 5 minutes to give your lightning talk. That starts when you walk up to the desk. So if you want to plug your computer in, totally cool, but that burns some of your time. When you have 30 seconds left, you will hear some kind of tone like this. When you have 0 seconds left, I will come up and stand awkwardly next to you. Rosie, are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone. My name's Rosie, and I wanted to talk to you about my open source textile mill project. So we've been building machinery which turns raw natural fibers into yarn, because in the UK and also a lot of Europe and America, there's almost no processing equipment left to turn things like flax, hemp, wool, or cotton into yarn, or there's very little processing capacity. I'm doing this project with Nick and Jordan. I'm going to kind of skip through most of this to the videos. So it's an open source project. We're working with people in Germany and also America, and collaborating a lot online. And these are some of the different machine iterations we've been through. And then these are some videos. So this is the first machine. So when you have flax, it looks like straw. And the first thing you want to do to it after harvesting it is actually decompose it slightly. So you leave it in the field to rot, and microbes like eat the pectins that glue it together, and then you put it in a machine like this that crimps it. And then the next machine is called a scutching and heckling machine, and it has rotating wooden blades, and it also has rotating wooden combs that comb out the hairs, and it looks like beautiful golden hair, or sometimes silvery. You can kind of see the like fairy tale flaxen hair, Rumpelstiltskin vibes. So this is the next machine, and this one I built with a lot of help from some engineering students at the university and also some carpenters at the farm. And really excitingly, another group in the south of England have built a copy. So this is a copy of the machine, which actually works, which was very exciting for us to have someone take our instructions and repeat it. And then the spinning machine has ended up becoming loads of different machines. So it started off as this, the Hilo spinner by this woman, Sarah, in Berlin, from Berlin Textile Co-op. And these are a few different iterations of that machine. And then our collaborator over in the States, Jordan, has then ended up making a bunch of improvements. And you can see spinning cotton and also wool on 2 different types of machine, and adding a lot of improvements like this spiked wheel and the spinning aprons, and also lots of misters. And this is now like very accurate machine. Like when it was first invented, it was kind of janky, and now it's going like super fast and making some actually really nice yarn, which is very exciting. And then we took that machine and changed it a bunch to do flax. So you can see here the flax fibers, which are incredibly long. And the reason you need a separate machine to wool is because you have these pairs of rollers, and they need to be further apart than the length of the fiber. And flax can be up to 1 meter long, whereas wool's maybe 10 centimeters to 15 centimeters. And so even though in the UK there are a few spinning mills for wool, you can't put flax into them. And so that's why we kind of went on this crazy journey of being like, let's reinvent the wheel, the spinning wheel, and build our own machinery. Actually, I just did the mist making workshop. So you can see in this video, I've just got like a pan of water. So I'm excited to maybe have something slightly more high tech to make the mist, which helps to like keep all the fibers intact. And then this is like the most recent version of it. This is us at a science festival in Ireland, kind of trying to show it off. But yeah, it's been a really exciting open source project. And we're trying to write the instruction manuals at the moment, which is really complicated and long. And if anyone is at all interested in building their own open source textile processing mill, we've got Discord, and it's mostly on GitHub. But yeah, we've got a lot more manual writing to do. So please kind of say hi and get in touch. I think that's 5 minutes. Have we got 30 seconds left?
That was great. Thank you. All right, Rosie, you are done. Lionel, you are next. Do it. You ready?
Yeah.
You're on the clock.
Okay, thanks. Nothing to show here because it's just on a improvised presentation. So the idea I have is that, as we just discussed a few minutes ago with a panelist here, there are a lot of commonalities between hardware and software in the way that it's modular. In open source, you can actually use it, you can spread it. But software development, so software developers has gone to great lengths at sharing the tools and making sure that it's available, by making it very modular and very versatile. This is not yet to happen in open source hardware. The idea that I have is actually to make something similar and to really make a tighter bridge between the two communities. And if you think about that, when you build a hardware device, it's similar to compiling a software code, except that you are the compiler. You are the microprocessor, and you're taking instructions and you're making your device that way. So you can actually share blueprints and documentation and so on in some things that would be similar as software when you do software packaging. It's one of the things that really blew my mind when I approached the Linux community years and years ago. You have these great package managers that allow you to download and install everything that you need very easily, and everything's already integrated. And what I have in mind is something similar. So it's I call that the All-Shots projects, and we are starting that with the open source hardware, open source MRI system, and it's a way to package hardware from all the GitHub projects that already exist into something which is a lot more controlled, and which could be actually integrated into a whole environment where anyone who is interested in developing a new hardware could actually browse a series of modules and pick the modules they want and have something integrated automatically that could actually tell you what's needed for the power supply, what's a possible problem you would have between modules, and so on. So that's what I have in mind. If you're interested or if you want to know more, I'm happy to have a discussion or to be contacted by email.
Killing it with the lightning. Good job. Thank you. Stephen, you are next. We'll let you plug in the laptop without starting the clock. Look at that. All right, you ready?
Yes, I think so.
You're on the clock.
Hi, everyone. I literally wrote this presentation in the last 10 minutes, so pardon any mistakes. This is just a very quick talk on my working method, which often, for learning new things, which often involves a really dumb idea and committing very hard to making it a reality. So some of you are maybe familiar with the TV show Father Ted. Fuck Graham Linehan, by the way, but I'm talking about it as an iconic piece of Irish culture. There's this scene, I don't know if we have sound, but there's a scene where Dougal buys this novelty tape dispenser, and you'll see if you can hear the audio here. So that's really this dumb idea of a tape dispenser that tells you how much tape you've used. It's extremely stupid. It says, like, you have used 1 inch of sticky tape, God bless you. So I thought it would be fun to actually try and make a real one. And this is my very first attempt back when I knew nothing about doing hardware engineering. I was literally, as you can see from the parts, I grabbed a real tape dispenser, which, fun fact, are usually filled with concrete to weigh them down. So I chiseled out some concrete. I got a Raspberry Pi Zero and some, it ended up being a ridiculous amount of hardware for the very basic functionality, but it did work. And it's got a little scroll wheel sensor from a mouse using to measure the rotation of the sticky tape and work out the length. However, I thought I could do a better job. So In the intervening time since that first one I made for a joke a couple of years ago, I had been learning CAD, 3D printing, Arduino programming, making some sensors, and laterally PCB design. So putting all those skills together, I thought I'll make a second go at this project, which earlier this year resulted in this. So it now has a dedicated 3D printed enclosure that fits the parts much better. Little speaker grill in the front. I've changed to using a little IR beam sensor to measure the rotation of the tape. And it resulted in a thing that actually works. So I will play it. Again, I don't know if you can hear this, but. This is to prove it actually measures the tape. So that's what it is. All it does is measure the tape. If you pull it for like a super long amount of time, there's a little bonus phrase, which I will not spoil in case anyone wants to try it. And yeah, it's all fully open source, the software, the 3D printable parts, and the instructions to build it. It costs like $5 worth of parts plus 3D printing materials. It's all on my GitHub, so if anybody wants to make it. I know a couple of people have, in fact, actually made one, and it's made my day to hear every time someone emails me to say that they've gone ahead and made one. So please get in touch if you do make one. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Steven.
Thank you.
Are you using your laptop?
Yes.
Can I use it?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Does that
Oh wait, this Andy is you?
That's me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to sign up, don't
All I
be.
need is where's the internet? Okay. Boom. Okay. This is part of my time. Don't worry. Okay. My talk is about agoutis. Does anybody know? Oh, thank you. Does anybody know what an agouti is? Exactly. And that's why I'm talking about them. Oh, yeah, sorry. We're going to add some things. Agouti. Okay, and while that's loading, okay, there we go. This is a South and Central American creature. It's kind of like a small capybara. Oh, sorry. Is this it? Sorry. I'll make it. I'm sorry. I'm bad at. Okay. Thank you for your computer. Anyway, very important. Here's these things. Nobody knows about them unless if you go to like Central and South America, they're kind of an ambient creature. They're not that famous like capybaras. There's cool capybara songs, but these things are super cool everywhere. They have the sharpest teeth in the world. They have the third most genes dedicated to the sense of smell. They can smell an avocado pit buried about 10 centimeters under the ground from 100 meters away, which is wild. They have an incredible sense of smell. They're really goofy and charismatic. And some scientists now, we've been using lab rats for trials and stuff and figuring out behavioral things. But now, if you use agoutis, they're about this big. You can put way more sensors on them. So I have this friend at Harvard who's making cyborg agoutis and putting little like cameras and motion sensors and stuff on them. And then they run around. You can find out stuff like that. He's now transferring to UPenn or something like that. His name's Nacho. He's a goofball and he makes cyborg rodents. And if somehow you want to help this guy make more cyborg rodents that run around my little town in Panama, contact me. And I'll put you all in touch. So that is my talk about agoutis. Does everybody know what these are now? They're the only creature that can open Brazil nuts without tools because they have the sharpest teeth in the world. How much time do I have left? I got 2.5 minutes. Let me tell you one question. So certain projects we need to do a lot of scrutiny about. Measuring the distance by the rotation the tape shrinks. You're going to be off by potentially a millimeter after a long time. How can you live with yourself? So there's that. Anybody want to know any more agouti facts? Oh, yeah. In Panama, they're called ñeques. There's a different local name for them everywhere you go. Brazil, cucha. Costa Rica, watusa. In Mexico, serenque. You all have an agouti gene in you. So the agoutis, oh, I can't see anymore. Remember what they looked like. Their hairs, what they are is they are soft porcupines. Porcupines evolved from these things, and their hairs just got thicker and sharper. So these things, when they're scared, their butts puff up and they think it's scary, but they're just soft. It doesn't do anything. But each hair changes color along the hair shaft. And the gene that controls hair color is named the agouti gene after them. So based on what your hair color is depending on variations in the agouti gene that you have and all other mammals have. All thanks to the wonderful agouti. Yes. Number 1, African elephant. Number 2 is, I believe, two-toed sloth. Number 4, armadillo. So we have 3 of those 4 in Panama where I live. We just don't have the African elephant. Yeah. 30-second warning. Oh, 30-second warning. Oh, I got more agouti facts. So why does their hair change halfway along the shaft? What's with that? Why would anything evolve like that? Has anybody ever been spiked up by a porcupine before? No? Well, especially the arboreal tree porcupines, you'll notice something when they spike up at you. When their hairs stand up, only the ends of their hairs are brown. The inside length of the hair is kind of a bright yellow. So when they spike up, it also gives you a visual color warning of that they're spiky.
All right. Thank you, Andy. So you want more? Just Google agouti nacho cyborg, and that'll, the 5th result will be the right result probably after all the spam. All right. Well, we're at the end of our list. Unless someone wants to storm the stage, I will say thank you for attending the lightning talks.